Committee. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the June 5th, 2026 meeting of the Medford Site Plan and Architectural Commission. Can we have roll call, please?
Yes, Mr. Bender.
Here.
Mr. Camiller.
Here.
Ms. Powell.
Present.
Mr. Thomas.
Here.
Mr. Whitlock.
Here.
Mr. Wing. We have 5 total.
Thank you. We have a quorum. Moving on, item number 20 is our consent calendar. Staff has requested to pull item 20.01, and I believe we have a statement from staff. Could we have a staff report, please?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. And good afternoon, Commissioners. I am Kelly Aiken with your Planning Department. So the Medford Heights project, you'll recall your motion at the last meeting was to direct a final order. So just as a refresher, this is the a rendering of the buildings, just to kind of refresh your memory. So the Commission's motion was, or direction was, to direct staff to prepare a final order and prepare findings for a condition requiring sidewalk between the green areas. So the problem with doing that is that nobody had the opportunity to address or respond to the findings that would be prepared and adopted as part of the final order after the hearing was closed. So at this point, staff is going to ask that the Commission reconsider the motion. I added this in here just, the applicant did agree to extend the 120th day to June 26th, which would be the next available meeting. And so the motion would be to reconsider the decision, reopen the hearing, direct staff to prepare a report, and then continue the item to a special meeting on June the 26th. The reason for a special meeting is the next 2 regular meetings, June 19th, July 3rd, both fall on holidays. So that's the reason for the special meeting. So that's all that I had for you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Any questions for staff at this time? All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kelly. With that, I understand that there is a motion.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, Commissioner Whitlock, please.
I would move that the Commission reconsider our decision from May 15, 2026, directing staff to prepare the final order of approval, reopen the public hearing, and incorporate today's comments into the record, direct staff to prepare a revised staff report reflecting staff concerns, staff and applicant concerns, and continue AC 26-035 and E 26-093 to the June 26, 2026 special meeting at noon.
Do you have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion on the item?
So the only discussion I have is, so we're reopening the hearing, so I assume that means that the public can come back out and speak again. Is that correct?
That's correct. We're sending, we're prepared to send property owner notices today for the June 26th meeting.
Okay, and so, and the only thing about the motion that I'm not clear on says reconsider the decision. So basically, we're reconsidering the decision, or are we just reopening the hearing so the findings that staff had could be?
Both. So
this makes it sound like, oh, we made we're not okay with the decision we made. So if that's the case, then I got to vote no. Or is it basically not all the information was available for the applicant to speak on?
it's both. So there is, you had a motion to direct staff to prepare the final order for approval. That's the motion that you're reconsidering.
Okay,
so without doing that, then we're not able to reopen the hearing.
Then I get that. I just want to make sure the wordage wasn't like, so the public didn't think that we were not okay with our decision to extend the sidewalk without findings for the applicant to speak on.
Right. This doesn't have, yeah, it's not questioning the decision. It's, yeah. Thank you.
If I may, Mr. Thomas, too, I just want to add that it really is, as you pointed out, an opportunity for additional public comment, including the applicant to express concerns about the lack of findings that the applicant did not have an opportunity to review. So it's more to do with procedural matter, just to make certain that all the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed.
Commissioner Paul, did you have anything?
I wasn't present for all of this, so I'm just gonna abstain anyway. So are we still gonna have an ability to have a quorum for that?
Yes, your abstention does not
Still okay,
affect
all
the
right.
ability of the quorum.
Let's do this.
Great. All right, with that, could we have roll call, please?
Mr. Whitlock,
Yes.
Ms. Powell,
Abstain.
Mr. Camiller,
Abstain.
Mr. Bender,
Yes.
Mr. Thomas.
Yes.
We have 3 yeses and 2 abstains.
All right, the motion passes. All right, moving on. Item number 30 is approval of the minutes from the May 15th, 2026 meeting. Are there any additions or corrections to be noted? Commissioner Whitlock?
Yes, Mr. Chair. The original motion I made on page 6 of the minutes related to the Medford Heights matter, I would like to amend it to include, there's a reference to the exhibits, and I believe I said the exhibit numbers, including all of the -1 reports. So I would like that language added to that bullet point.
Okay. Any other corrections to be noted? With no further corrections, the minute will stand as corrected. Item number 40 is oral requests and communications from the audience. This is an opportunity for members of the audience to address the commission on matters that are not on today's agenda. If you wish to speak, please come forward to the podium, sign in, and tell us your name and concern. Anyone? All right, with that, we will move on to item number 50, which is public hearings. As a note, if you plan to testify, please listen carefully to the following prepared statement regarding the procedural rules that govern such a hearing. The statement will be read by David Schambach, the Senior Assistant City Attorney.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm going to explain the rules that govern this hearing. Before the hearing begins, city staff will give a report. The report will list the criteria that govern the city's decision. After the staff report, a hearing will be opened for other speakers. The applicant will speak first and may ask for rebuttal time. Following the applicant, any other interested person will be allowed to speak. Before the hearing is closed, anyone who needs more time to present evidence must ask for more time. If you ask, the hearing will be continued, or the record will be kept open, and you will have at least 7 days to present additional written evidence. Any testimony, argument, or evidence you give must relate to the criteria listed in the staff report or other criteria in the comprehensive plan or land use regulations that you believe apply to the decision. If you fail to raise an issue or do not give the commission sufficient information so that the commission and any party can respond, you will not be able to appeal that issue to the Land Use Board of Appeals. If you do not raise constitutional or other issues about any proposed condition with specificity so that the commission can respond to that issue, you will not be able to bring a court action for damages.
Thank you, Mr. Schambach. Moving on, item 50.1 is AC-26-081, which is consideration of plans for the construction of a 162-unit multifamily development consisting of 15 buildings on one parcel totaling approximately 7.23 acres located east of the future Gailey Avenue extension and north of the future Dakota Avenue extension. The development is within the MFR 30 zoning district. The applicant is Montaigne Development. The agent is Brandy Dalton. The planner is Stefan Roenfeld. Before we begin, does any commissioner have any potential conflict of interest they'd like to state or have had any ex parte contacts on the item? All right, with that, could we have the staff report, please?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. Kelly Aiken again with your Planning Department. So this item was continued from your last meeting, so I have kind of an abbreviated report for you this afternoon. This is the Addison Park Apartments. As always, we start off with the approval criteria for site plan and architectural review applications. The criteria are found in Land Development Code Section 10.200, subsection 5B. These criteria are specific to residential development. Staff has reviewed the application and determined that it does satisfy these 3 criteria. This is a site plan architectural review application. It's a type 3 decision. The Site Plan Architectural Commission is the approving authority under the code, and the 120th day for this application is August the 20th. So we are in kind of at the west edge of the world. This is in West Medford. This is part of expansion area MD9. So a whole bunch of new stuff happening out there. The site is at 7.23 acres, and the zoning and the urban high density or general land use plan map designation allow for high density residential. So those 2 things are consistent. And it does have a restricted zoning overlay that's related to traffic. The site is within the city, has city zoning to the north, the west, and the south. To the east, that property is still in the county. It is in the urban growth boundary. So the proposal is to construct 162 dwelling units in 15 different buildings. It does have some amenities for the future residents. And the reason this came before you, again today, why it was continued, was the property owner adjacent to the east, back in like 2003, had purchased a 15-foot strip of property from the subject site and had a property line adjustment approved through Jackson County. There's evidence that money changed hands, but the property line adjustment was never perfected. So that 15-foot strip remains part of the subject property. What we did working with the applicant was adjust the required buffer yard and place the wall 15 feet west of the easterly property line to accommodate that 15-foot disputed area. We did add a condition requiring a 5-foot landscape buffer for a couple different reasons. The standard is a 10-foot landscape area. We consider the 15 feet part of that buffer. It's still part of the subject property until that civil issue is resolved. That 5-foot landscape buffer does a couple different things. It does help to attenuate noise, and it also will help prevent cars from, hitting the wall. From a practical perspective, they were able to accommodate the change. 5 feet over 7 acres is not a huge lift. One of the things I noticed that they did is they made the row of parking in that area compact, which is permissible under the code. So they're just a little shallower, but the number of spaces didn't change. Again, the site plan did not change significantly. The bulk of it was absorbed in the compact parking spaces. And as a reminder, that 10-foot buffer yard is a requirement of the code. The code does allow the commission to adjust that buffer yard standard when there are unusual circumstances. We think this certainly qualifies, and so we are recommending approval of the change. Just as a reminder, the architecture as proposed does meet the multifamily design standards in the code for all of these different matters. And with that, as I mentioned, the proposal does meet the criteria. There were no exceptions requested to the multifamily design standards, and it otherwise meets all the standards of the code. So staff is recommending approval and adoption of the final order today. I did mention that we don't have the next 2 regular meetings have been bumped by holidays. So that does conclude my presentation, Mr. Chair. I'm happy to take questions.
Sorry, thank you, Kelly. Any questions for Kelly? Commissioner Whitlock.
Thank you,
please.
Mr. Chair. Kelly, do you have any idea what the status is of either an easement or a property line adjustment to accommodate the neighboring property?
We have not heard. They cannot property line adjust because the property to the east is still in the county. So I'm not sure how they're going to resolve that, if it's going to be an easement. That's an excellent question for our applicant today.
Any further questions for staff?
All right, thank you.
Kelly. I have no gavel. With that, we'll go ahead and open the public hearing with the applicant or applicant's agent to speak first, please. Thanks.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman and members of the commission. Again, my name is Mark Grenz. I'm with Multitech Engineering. We're in Salem. We're representing Montani Development in this development that's here before you. So at the last meeting, I told you I was pretty confident we could accommodate the staff's recommendation for the adjustment of the wall to the 15-foot line and then to create the 5-foot buffer. And we were successful without hardly any disruption to our project to do that. The site plan and the supporting plans that we sent back to staff demonstrate that. With that, we also adjusted the proposed storm drain alignments. There's 2 storm drain lines that come from that northeast corner that have to make its way down to Dakota Street. So we adjusted those so that we are only tying into the end of those pipes and then angling directly into our property. So the impact in that 15-foot strip is very minimal to what we'll have to do. The city has access through a paved access way from the street to the north to get to the area where these 2 manholes would go, and then everything else would be located on site in easements to the city. So we think we've addressed all the things that staff and everybody had brought up to us. We have a draft easement that my client has put together. We will send it out to the property owner for consideration after we know that what we have approval to do, so that we're confident of where we are. That will offer that. If that's not acceptable, then the only other remedy that I know of is for them to take some other kind of civil action to get a court to make a decision that will allow for the transfer of ownership. We can't do anything about it. Our client can't do anything about it because the process for doing the property line adjustment's not available. So that's the only avenue that's available to us. But we believe that with what staff recommended and what we've done here, that can be accomplished, and there's minimal disruption to that property for whatever future use the adjoining property owner might want to do with it should that get resolved. So with that, we have no objections to any of the conditions that staff has recommended in here, and we've worked a lot of stuff out with Medford Water and with Fire and with your staff. So we think we're in pretty good shape here. So I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have of us right now.
Thank you, sir. Any questions for the applicant's agent? Anyone? No, looks like we're good. We'll reserve time for rebuttal should it become necessary.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Is there anybody else in the audience that would like to come forward and speak on the item? Anyone? All right. Seeing no one come forward, we'll go ahead and close the public hearing. It just doesn't do the same. I'm sorry?
Can I speak on the Medford Heights item just real quick?
No? It's not on the agenda right now. That item is closed for today. And we're past it. We're past that. Commissioner Whitlock, did you have a motion?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. I would move that the commission adopt the findings as recommended by staff and adopt the final order for approval of AC-26-081 per the revised staff report dated May 29, 2026, including exhibits A1 through N, and an adjustment to the buffer yard standards per MLDC 10.950 sub 5F for the easterly boundary including moving the buffer yard wall 15 feet west of the easterly property line and a 5-foot landscaped area west of the buffer yard wall.
Thank you. I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion on the item? Anyone?
Wait a minute, Mr. Chair,
Yes,
I did want
please.
to compliment the applicant on getting the revised site plan in and for addressing the issue of the neighboring property and taking care of that. So much appreciative of your efforts on that. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Anyone else? All right, could we have roll call, please?
Yes, Mr. Camiller,
Abstain?
Mr. Whitlock,
Yes.
Mr. Thomas,
Yes.
Ms. Powell,
Abstain.
Mr. Bender.
Yes,
We have 3 yeses and 2 abstain.
the motion passes. Moving on, item number 50.2 is AC-26-101, which is consideration of a proposed multifamily development consisting of 508 units, 12 townhouse units, 8 duplex units, and 23 multi-unit buildings to be constructed in 3 phases. The overall site consists of 3 vacant parcels totaling approximately 43 acres, located north of Owen Drive and east of Springbrook Road. The parcels are zoned MFR 30 and SFR 10 and CSP, which is Service Professional Commercial, CC, Community Commercial, and also includes a restricted zoning administrative mapping overlay. The applicant is Creations Northwest LLC. The agent is Creations Northwest LLC. Planner is Dustin Severs. With that, the applicant has requested that this item be continued to the July 17th, 2026 meeting. Is there anybody in the audience today that has come to testify on this item? All right, seeing no one, I'd love to go ahead and entertain a motion on the continuance. Anyone? Commissioner Whitlock?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I would move that we grant the applicant's request and continue this item to the July 17, 2026 meeting.
Second?
I have a motion and a second. Could we have roll call, please?
Mr. Camiller,
Yes.
Mr. Bender,
Yes.
Ms. Powell,
Yes.
Mr. Whitlock,
Yes.
Mr. Thomas.
Yes.
We have 5 yeses.
Thank you. Motion for continuance passes. Did I get that right? Okay, so item 50.3, AC-25-240 and E26-080, consideration of plans for the construction of 3 apartment buildings consisting of 24 units total on 2 parcels totaling approximately 1.15 acres, located north of East Barnett Road and approximately 300 feet west of Crestbrook Road, together with an exception to allow for parking to be located between the street and the proposed development. The development is within the CSP, Service Commercial Professional Office, and MFR 20, which is multifamily residential, 15 to 20 units per gross acre zoning districts. The applicant is Brent Weaver, the agent is Oregon Architecture, and the planner is Stefan Roenfeld. On this item, the applicant has requested that this item be continued to the July 17th, 2026 meeting. Is there anyone in the audience that has come to testify on this agenda item? With that, could I have a motion on the continuance, please?
Mr. Chair, I'd move that the commission grant applicant's requests and continue this matter to the July 17, 2026 meeting, excuse me.
Second?
I have a motion and a second. Could we have roll call, please?
Yes, Mr. Camiller,
Yes.
Ms. Powell,
Yes.
Mr. Thomas.
Yes.
Mr. Whitlock,
Yes.
Mr. Bender.
Yes.
We have 5 yeses.
The motion passes. That concludes today's public hearings. We'll move on to item number 60, which is Written communications, we have none. Item number 70 is new business. Again, we have none, which brings us to item number 80, which is a report from the planning department.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chair, and good afternoon again, Commissioners. I'm still Kelly Aiken. So I wanted to share a couple things with you. Yesterday, we sent out an after-action report to you on the Mountaintop PUD. It was kind of an interesting set of circumstances. We actually exceeded the 120-day rule, and so the applicant was able to file a writ of mandamus, which is a circuit court action. So it removes the city's ability to decide the matter. It goes through the court system now. It was kind of interesting. One of the part of the report, there was an analysis of what happened and then some lessons learned. And so I just kind of wanted to run through some of the lessons learned and then the things that staff is doing to address that issue and ensure that it doesn't happen again. First, I want to say we've been doing this for a long time, and we've processed several hundred applications during my tenure. This is the second time we've run into this problem since 2007. That was the last time a writ has been filed. I'm only aware of 3, including the Mountaintop writ in the last since 2004. So it's been a very long time. This is definitely not a common occurrence. So there were 5 recommended actions in the after-action report. The first was to refund the appeal fee. We did that straight away. So I mentioned on both of my presentations today the 120th day. That's something that you'll see in all of our reports. It's in the written report. It'll also be part of our oral presentation. So when Mr. Schambach reads the rules, there are 2 things that he says. So under the statute, anybody has the ability to request that the hearing be continued or the record be left open. What happens when you continue the meeting, we can just continue to the next regular meeting, only has to be open for 7 days, and that won't affect our 120-day timeline typically. When we close the public hearing and keep the record open, under the statute, the 120-day clock keeps ticking. It doesn't stop the clock. So, and that's what happened in Mountaintop, is that the applicant didn't extend it, and so the clock just kept ticking, and that's why we exceeded the 120-day rule. So when we do hear requests like that, we'll do one of 2 things. We will either recommend that the commission just continue the meeting to continue the hearing to the next regular meeting, which is staff's preference. Keeping the record open is awkward because you don't get to talk to anybody. It's all written argument. When we just continue the meeting, it's your normal course of business. You get to communicate with the applicant and whoever's going to testify before you. If somebody does want to keep the record open, then we will ask the applicant to continue the 120-day clock, and if they refuse to do so, then we will go ahead and just continue to the next regular meeting. Let's see, and the last thing that we'll do is in the appeals section of the municipal code, it says that for land use appeals, the appeal hearing has to be scheduled at the next regular meeting, not less than 14 days after the date the appeal is filed. And it doesn't give any opportunity to have a special meeting. So at the city council meeting on Wednesday, council actually initiated a code amendment so that we can add that language into the appeals section. So if we do have something weird where we have a 5-week month or some other kind of craziness, that we have the opportunity to schedule a special meeting. So any questions on that? I just wanted to let you know why we're now talking about the 120-day rule. It comes from this issue.
Mm-hmm. I don't have any questions. Anybody else? Commissioner Whitlock, did you have anything?
Yes, the special meeting language, is it going to allow a special meeting basically at any time, or will it have to be on a Friday? In other words, if it were possible for this commission to accommodate a Wednesday meeting rather than a Friday meeting for that special meeting purpose, will that be a possibility?
That's for the appeal hearing, so that would be at council. I don't think that I don't think
I
it's back.
was say, do we have similar language? I assume you were maybe talking about us as well, all of the commissions.
Well, I think let's see, let me think about this for a second, because we made a bunch of changes recently with the middle housing rules. I don't think that SPAC is an appeal body. I think that the planning commission is, and then city council is. But if you were, the language would apply to whoever. So whichever appeal body, so whenever we're able to gain a special meeting, a quorum, we would do so.
I was really asking if we need any language change for us to accommodate a special meeting like we have done on June 26th.
No, the code is silent on that. I mean, you have your regular meeting schedule bi-monthly, but the code doesn't prohibit special meetings.
Thank you.
All right, moving on.
All right.
So we do have a special meeting scheduled for June 26th. Thank you for being able to accommodate that so we can render a timely decision on Medford Heights. We also have business, of course, scheduled for July 17th. So June 19th is a holiday, special meeting June 26th. July 3rd is a holiday, so no meeting. And then July 17th will be back on our regular bi-monthly schedule.
Wait, I'm sorry to interrupt. Can you say that again?
Yeah, sure. So June 19th is a holiday,
Okay.
so that meeting's canceled. We have the special meeting June 26th.
Okay.
July 3rd is the 4th of July holiday, so that meeting's canceled. So the next regular meeting will be July 17.
Okay.
We had two
Yeah.
continue to it today, and then we have one other scheduled, so we have 3 hearings scheduled for July 17.
Which would put us no meetings 24, 31, and then back on track August 7?
Right.
Okay. 10-4. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
And Kelly, so the 26th is the hearing that the lady should come and
Right.
speak then, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
thank you,
okay,
Mr.
all right.
Miller. Yes.
Just wanted to make sure.
Yes, thank you. June 3rd, so Wednesday at City Council, you may have seen we swore in our new police chief. So Chief Arnold was sworn in. It was quite an event. I haven't been here with that many armed people in many, many moons. Somebody mentioned that was the safest place in Medford at that point in time. And then City Manager Weil also presented the Mountaintop After Action Report. So I want to share it with you. Council is aware of the actions that we've taken and what we're going to be doing in the future. Coming up, study session in June for the City Council. They're going to talk about the downtown plan code changes and the climate-friendly area changes. I think we've talked about it before a little bit. There's some land use changes, and one of the things that's going to happen, should result from those, is some architectural design requirement should come out of that. So expect study sessions intermittently as we work through those. We want to make sure to have your input, and because it's in the Downtown Historic District, we'll also reach out to our Historic Commission as well. And I think that's what I have for you. There's a lot going on in your city right now.
Thank you, Kelly. Any questions for Kelly?
How are the vacancies on all the other boards and commissions going?
I don't keep track of all the other boards. I know we still have a vacancy here for our contractor position.
I have been pushing it,
Excellent.
trying
Thank
to
you
get
for doing it.
people involved all the time.
It's important. Thank you.
Speaking of which, if any of you want to deliver Meals on Wheels, they still need drivers.
Thank you. All right, thank you, Kelly. Item number 90, messages and papers from the chair. I have nothing other than to apologize for abruptly kind of cutting off the question earlier. The 26th of June will be your opportunity to come forward and speak on the Medford Heights item. With that, item 100 is propositions and remarks from the commission. Anyone have anything they would like to add? Commissioner Whitlock.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Kind of adding to Mr. Thomas's comments related to the Medford Heights matter, I wanted to let the interested person know that there's effectively been a procedural challenge, and the purpose of revisiting the commission's decision is really to address a procedural concern. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Commissioner Whitlock. Anybody else have anything they'd like to say? All right. That moves us to item number 110, which is adjournment, and we will stand adjourned.